Good morning and welcome to Storytime. Yes, thank you for joining us so much. Thank you. And yes, today we are reading the Abelo the Adventurous Aardvark by Mbonabi Thomas and illustrations by Cherise Harris. Thank you so much for joining us for that one. I hope you are ready. I am excited for this adventure today. And yes, remember that this is a two-part series that we're doing today. We'll read this one today, and then the next part, the end part, will be tomorrow. So yes, do stay tuned for that one as well. And yes, enjoy today's part one of Abelo the Adventurous Aardvark. Good morning to you, Sheba Chanda. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. And please do let us know who is joining in with you. Good morning to you, Luis, Leslie, and of course, Danny. How are you doing? How are you today? And good morning to you, Isabella. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Betty Herrera, how are you doing? Who is joining in with you, Betty? Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning. Thank you. You say you're joining in with Alejandro. How are you doing? Thank you so much. I am glad you're here. Jayada and Santiago, welcome. How are you today? Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. And you say you're joining in with your new baby brother, Marco. Well, congratulations. How are you doing? Oh my God. How old is Marco? Thank you so much for sharing that. Good morning to you, Anders, and good morning to you, Ingrid. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Chica Ando, thank you so much for joining in with Myra out in Daly City. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Jackson Marin, and good morning to you, John. How are you doing today? So glad you are here. Thank you so much for joining us. Kate, how are you with Adelaide in Auckland? How are you doing, Adelaide? Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Luis, Isabella, and Leslie, yes, one more time. How are you doing? Thank you so much. And joining us from San Francisco, today we have Madalena. Who else is with you? Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Madalena in San Francisco. Please do let us know who is with you. Amber Brown, how are you doing? Good morning to you, Justine. Good morning to you, Jojo. And good morning to you, Johnny. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Kat Saxton joining us, and you're joining in with Bean and Chris Wheeler. How are you doing today? So glad to see you, and congratulations on your new baby boy, Bean. Yes, I am so proud to be an uncle. How are you doing? Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see that little one. Thank you. Good morning to you, Amber Brown. Marco is 3 days old. Wow. Marco, you are sharing, I think, a birthday with Bean we just talked about. Yes. Congratulations to you, Camille. And good morning to you, Marco. Excellent. Sheba, you say you're joining in with Benjamin. Thank you so much for letting us know. Thank you. Good morning, good evening to you, Benjamin, out in Zambia. Thank you so much for joining us. Callie and Pancho, how are you doing? And you're joining in with Ariel from Pleasanton. How are you today? Thank you so much. Yay, back at you, Jackson. And of course, today's author, Mbonabi Thomas, is in the house. Yes, how are you doing? Joining us from Barbados. How are you doing? Please do let us know who you are joining in with. Thank you so much for joining us, Mbonabi. Honored to be reading your book today. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, Amos Nguluwe, how are you doing, my brother? Yes, good to see you. Thank you so much. Harry, hi, back at you. Thank you so much. Jennifer Veda, how are you doing today? Thank you so much. Good to see you. I am so glad you are here with us. Thank you, Amos H. Just reading books, enjoying it, and yes, enjoying Storytime community. Thank you for asking, my brother. Much appreciated. Helen in sunny Chicago. I don't get to say that too many times. Sunny Chicago. Hope you're enjoying it, Ellen. Thank you so much. Melody Martins, how are you doing? And you're joining in with Leland, Ruby, and Ellis in Danville. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Mbonabi. Yes. Mwiketile, yes. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Annabelle and Parker in San Francisco, how are you doing? Mono and Makala, Mono is 10, Makala is 4, and you're joining us with White Sun Shavula. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Don, joining in with Kanayo. How are you doing today? Out in Dublin. Yes, thank you for joining us. And Mono, you're joining in from Lusaka. Thank you so much. Good to know that. My hometown. Yes. Kashindi Seremba, how are you doing out in Montreal? How are you doing today? Joining in with Eveline and Etienne, how are you doing? And of course, Chipo, how are you today? Thank you so much. Desmond and Jessica in Gilroy, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing? Mbonabi, you're saying you're joining in today with Liseli, Kaylin, Audie and friends. Well, I am so happy to have you here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope I got your names correct. Thank you so much to everybody that is joining in. And we're getting ready to read Abelo the Adventurous Aardvark by author Mbonabi Thomas. Read about her later on Storytime today. And of course, the illustrations are by Cherise Harris. And we're doing part 1 of the book today. But before we go into our book, of course, we're just going to talk about a few things. Yes, just some fun facts about Zambia. And you might want to know that, yes, Mbonabi Thomas is from Zambia, even though at this point she lives in Barbados. Yes, so good morning to you. And remember that Zambia is in Southern Africa. It is one of the countries in Southern Africa, and it has 8 neighbors. That is 4th on the list of most neighbors. Zambia has 8 neighbors, which include Angola, Botswana, Mozambique, Tanzania, Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and of course Malawi. So that's just something about Zambia. And then also, if you want to see the big 5 of the wildlife, which are the rhino, the leopard, the lion, the buffalo, and the elephant, Zambia is one of those destinations in which you can see those animals. And of course, Zambia is home to the biggest man-made lake in the world, Lake Kariba. So you'd also be able to see that one. And of course, Zambia is named after the 3rd longest river in Africa, the Zambezi River. Thank you. Oh, the 4th longest river. Thank you. 4th longest river in Africa, the Zambezi River. And of course, it is home to the mighty Mosi-oa-Tunya, the smoke that thunders, or as is also known, the Victoria Falls. Zambia is home to that. So do visit Zambia, do go and check out those places. And I thought I should just share that because today we have an author, the first author on Storytime from Zambia. Good morning to you, Mbonabi. And now let us get ready for Abelo, the Adventurous Aardvark. Let us find out a lot more. Yes, what is he on? This one is written by Mbonabi Thomas, who's joining us today. And of course, illustrations by Cherise Harris. Abelo the Aardvark was always in a bad mood. Many things annoyed him. He didn't like waking up at sunset when the other animals went to sleep. He didn't like his long nose, his sticky tongue, his short legs, and his long paws. Why do I look so awkward, Mama? My nose is too long and my tongue is so sticky. I wish I had a smaller nose, shorter ears, and a normal tongue, cried Abelo. Ah, Abelo, you're not awkward, Mama reassured him. You're an aardvark, and a handsome one too, kissing his angry little face. You need your nose to find all those delicious bugs, like the termites and ants I bring to you every night. And believe me, it is much easier to catch them with a sticky tongue. Soon you will be out there catching them for yourself, she said. Before she could finish answering him, he was asking another question. Why do we have to get up when other animals go to sleep? I would like to be out there in the sun with the other animals, he cried. Abelo, our eyes are different. We can't withstand so much sun. We have special eyes that see much better in the night, Mama tried very hard to explain to him. Oh no, now I have eye problems too? I don't want to be an aardvark, pouted Abelo. Oh. Mama knew that her Abelo was no ordinary aardvark. He was smart. He wanted to know more, to do more, and to see more. We go out after sunset because we are nocturnal animals. She was really trying her best to make Abelo understand. What is noctino? He asked. This made Abelo even angrier. He was not only awkward and allergic to the sun, but he was also noctino? What? What is all this? Nocturnal, said Mama, as she spelled out the word for him. Nocturnal. It means of the night. Our eyes can only see properly at night. There are other animals like us too, like Mr. Mundo, our neighbor. Mr. Mundo was an owl, but this didn't impress Abelo at all. He continued every night begging his mother to go out in the day and for the whole day. Oh, poor Abelo. Abelo lived in the Luangwa Valley, one of the most exciting places on planet Earth. He desperately wanted to explore the entire valley. Mama got so tired of Abelo's questions and angry attitude that she decided to ask Mr. Mundo, the owl, for advice. He was known among the nocturnal animals for his wisdom. Mr. Mundo scratched his bald head and fixed his glasses. Abelo is a very intelligent, curious, and unique aardvark. I think I can help you, Mama Aardvark. I will make you some special glasses to protect your eyes from the sun, and I will draw you a special map of the safe places to visit in the valley, and what do you know animals to talk to and which to avoid. What does do you know mean, Mr. Mundo? Asked Mama Aardvark. It simply means animals that are most active in the day, the exact opposite of us. I will have everything ready for you in a few days, smiled Mr. Mundo. Thank you, Mr. Mundo, for your help. You are a genius, Mama Aardvark, beaming with joy. She wondered to herself where he got all his smarts from. He was surely the smartest and wisest animal she knew. A few days later, Abelo found a neatly packed parcel at the entrance of their barrow. Mama, Mama, he shouted. What is this? It looks very strange, he asked with curiosity. Mama knew what it was. She carefully opened it and found a very descriptive, colorful map, a note, and two strange-looking objects which she knew were the special glasses for their eyes. Mama read the note aloud, and it said, Dear Mama Aardvark, I have made the glasses for you and young Abelo. I have also drawn a map of the valley. Follow it carefully. Oh, remember to pack some food. Enjoy your day of adventure, Abelo. From Mr. Mundo. Mama, does this mean we can go out in the day? And for the whole day? Can we really? Can we go tomorrow? Wow, I can't believe this. Abelo was so excited. Yes, we can, said Mama. She smiled as she watched him jump up and down with excitement. She put the map in the basket of food she had already prepared for their special day out. Then she took the two strange-looking objects. Abelo, let us see how these work. Mr. Mundo said we need them to protect our eyes. She carefully put them on his curious little face. Then She put them on hers. Ha ha ha! Abelo giggled. Mama, you look funny. They both had a good laugh at each other. All right, Abelo, let us go back to sleep. We have a long day tomorrow, said Mama. For the first time ever, they would have to sleep in the night. And that is the end of today's part 1. We'll be back tomorrow for part 2. Let us find out what Abelo sees and what Abelo will feel like being outside in the daytime. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. That was Abelo, the Adventurous Aardvark, part 1. Join us tomorrow for part 2. And of course, a big thank you to you, Mbonabi Thomas, for sharing your amazing work with us. And yes, do check where you can buy yourself a copy in the link in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, of course, learning a little bit about Zambia and memories of my beautiful homeland. Thank you so much for joining in, everybody. And let's just see who else has joined us this morning. I hope you enjoyed that story, the first part of it. Yes. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Milton Joshua Lungu, joining us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Mbonabi, thank you so much one more time. And to you, Liseli, Kalen, Adi, and friends who've joined in today, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. Quincy and Marine, good to see you back, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, Bina Lumba, thank you so much joining us from the UK. And thank you for the connection to Mbonabi. Thank you so much. Patrick Rice, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, good morning to you, Olive Oil. Thank you so much right here in Oakland. Zayana Steele, thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Kate, thank you so much for joining us today. Vundukai, Uketile, how are you doing, my brother? Thank you so much for joining us. And good morning to you, Noctula out in Baltimore. Thank you so much. Othaniel Thomas joining us from Atlanta. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you. Good to see you out there. Yes, Debbie, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, you said you bought so many books for your nieces and nephews. Yes, reading is absolutely the way. Thank you so much for introducing those kids to all those books. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pamela Clark, thank you so much for joining us. Yes. Mbonabi is awesome. Yes, that's an amazing book too. Nicole joining in with JJ and Frankie. Thank you so much for joining us today from Lanzarote in Spain. Thank you so much for joining us. Shemaine Cox, thank you so much. Yes, that's an amazing book by Mbonabi. And do join us for part 2 tomorrow. Yes, thank you so much. Debbie Baxter, thank you, thank you, thank you. Rain and Rachel joining us. Yes, thank you so much. Please let us know where you're joining us from. Good morning to you, Damien. Good to see you out there. And good morning to you, Paige. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Maya and Raven, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Donna Every, thank you so much. Yes, Chris Wheeler, how are you doing? New daddy in the house, how are you doing? Chrissy Wheeler, how are you doing? The latest grandma on the block. Congratulations to you. Yes. Ellen Edwards, thank you so much. Good morning to you, Shamarin, and good morning to you, Zaire. Yes, I agree with you, Ellen. I hope you look out for part 2. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that joined in. Alice Lungu Walia, I've not seen you in a little bit, my sister. I think it was your birthday recently. Happy birthday to you and good to see you here again. Please remind me the names of the kids one more time. Thank you so much. And to you, Rachel Reed Mudenda, how are you doing in El Paso, Texas? Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the first Zambian author on Storytime with Mr. Limada. Thank you so much for joining in, everybody. Arav joining us. How are you doing? Thank you so much. And good morning to you, Monica. Good morning to you, Stefan. Good morning to you, Owen, Ada. And of course, Elia, how are you doing today? Thank you so much. Adelaide, much appreciated. Thank you. Zaire, good to see you one more time. Ingi Didi Mugamia joining in with Benzu and Zangi. How are you doing today? Thank you so much to everybody that joined in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed that. But remember, Part 2 is on tomorrow for Abelo the Adventurous Aardvark. Find out what this curious guy is up to. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and big thank you to you, Mbonabi Thomas. Have yourselves a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you again tomorrow. For me, it is much love, and yes, bye-bye.